I'm calling on right now the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to begin an immediate criminal investigation into Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, all of it for what they did to President Trump.
Boom. You know what? And that's exactly what Pam is going to do. And here's how she's going to do it. Okay, this is important. You need to know, how is Pam going to get Letitia? It's right here. Look, Letitia incriminated herself. She said, New York has laws that protect immigrants and limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement efforts. These laws should be followed by law enforcement and officials in our state. I'll always uphold our laws and protect immigrant New Yorkers. Okay, so if you're upholding those laws, aren't you doing so in the face of what the federal government is telling you to do? And isn't that going to fundamentally cause a problem? This is why Pam Bondi already out, pausing all the funding. Letitia's going crazy. You can't take our funding. But then again, remember, there's this little thing called the Constitution. I'm talking about Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4. Guess what? The federal government has the power to establish a rule of naturalization. The federal government has the power to control its borders. And it all comes through Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4, which is why if you get in the way of that, honey bunny, you know what? There's going to be trouble. There's trouble ahead, and Pam Bondi's making it clear. They're going after the people that are in the way, and there are people in the way, whether it be Letitia James, whether it be people at the FBI. Tom Homan's accusing the FBI of being the leakers here. We're going to get to that. But Pam's coming for you.
There may be a leak inside the House as it relates to DHS and some of the operations that they are attempting to carry out. What's your reaction to hearing about that, and what, if anything, can be done to mitigate that?
Well, if anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. And if you leaked it, we will find out who you are, and we will come after you. And it's not going to stop our mission. It's not going to stop the president's mission to make America safe again. We were very clear with the lawsuit that we filed in Chicago that if you don't follow the law, you will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
And again, I go back to the law. Okay, so the law says the federal government has this power. It's one of the reasons that, by the way, Texas had trouble when they wanted that border wall to go back up, and you had Biden's team taking it down. Why were they doing that, by the way? Why the heck? Ask yourself that. All these NGOs, et cetera, all this money going to fund illegals coming into the country. What was that about? Certainly not putting America or Americans first. So guess what? They were getting shot down in court because, again, the federal government has the power to control the border. And Tom Homan's like, hey, you know what? If you're leaking stuff, if you're getting in the way of federal agents that are trying to do their jobs, you're going to wind up in cuffs. You hear that, Leticia?
When they come to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon. So working with DOJ on that, get some legal guidance on that. I'm not an attorney. I know what SecOps is about. I know what crossing that line is, but getting DOJ back up on that. So it's something we're looking at right now, Harris. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. This is not a game. When we show up these sites, this is a dangerous job for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol and all the DOJ agencies. To have that type of interference puts our officers at great risk. Not only the officers, it puts the aliens at great risk, because anything can happen when we take our eyes off the goal here. So we're addressing that immediately today. I'm addressing OPSEC today, Operational Security, how these leaks are happening. We've already identified how this operation got leaked. I'll deal with that today. So,
boom. And he's dealing with it. And Pam Bondi's dealing with it. And they're all going to be dealing with Letitia James. Breaking right now, we've learned that Tom Homan believes those leaks are coming from none other than the FBI. Take a look at this. Homan speaking on Hannity.
What is our Tom Homan? Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside. And we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person. Under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So We're all over it. We got.
Wow. Again, you're going to remember this, right? Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4. The federal government, not to mention the Commerce Clause, but it is very, very clearly laid out. So, Homan saying the leaks are coming from the federal government itself. I'll tell you, Kash Patel cannot get there soon enough because we've got some problems and these things need to get fixed. And that's what Doge is doing, and that's what Trump is doing, and that's what Pam Bondi is going to be doing, and that's what Pete Hegseth is doing, and that's what Kash Patel is going to be doing. And Scott Bessent, our Treasury Secretary, amazingly there saying, okay, you know what, Doge, go do your thing. And then as we find out where all these problems are, like the FEMA people, which we're going to get to, it all gets exposed.